So I haven't been uploading in a while since my major EGR valve job in here, and you guys have probably been wondering if I've gone to sleep on you or anything like that, and that's not the case. I've got a picture here of my engine bay. Here's my Sprinter here. Yeah, you know the Sprinter, the OM651 engine, inline 4-cylinder turbocharged. Anyway, you might be looking at the engine cover here and be saying, oh look, that doesn't look like mine, what's he done to his car? Well, that's why I've been away. I've been running this experiment with the EGR valve, and somebody told me to run a Provent catch can. You probably guys know more about it than what I do, and I sort of done my research on what a Provent catch can is and how it ventilates the top end of the engine. And I thought, hey, let's just run an experiment and see what we can do. And so I've modified the top of the engine cover here, and you can see these large breather hoses. And you might be wondering, okay, so he's going to run just another guy that's going to run a catch can and see what happens on his car. Well, I thought let's just go overkill and run two catch cans in series, so one after the other, and see if it actually does anything. So if you look around in here, you can see in the top of the engine, I know it's a bit hard to orientate yourself, but you can see I've got two Provent catch cans, and they're connected. They're not connected in parallel, they're connected in series, so one after the other. And I've only been doing this experiment, I can't even remember how many kilometers I've done on the engine, but the experiment was to see how much gunk or soot can you help clean up with the intake on the car. So you can see these large hoses coming from the top end of the engine here, and you can just see how I've got it connected there in here. So they come around to the catch cans. So what I really want to show you guys is I've been driving around and I wanted to see how much the filters actually pick up. So let's take the lid off and I'll let you guys guess which is the first catch can and which is the second one connected up in line. So let's have a look here. I'll just chuck the lid out of the way. So this is the first filter. Let's have a look. Just usually have to twist it a little bit. It's hard holding a camera and doing this at the same time. So we'll pull the filter. Okay, so is that the first one or the second one of the catch can connected in series? So it has picked up some sort of a soot and residue. You can look in there. Let's just have a quick look with the light. You can probably guess from here it might not be working that well, but remember I've got two of them connected up together, so that's inside of it. I can't remember how many kilometers I've been driving around so far. It might be 1,000 kilometers or something. I've had it connected for a while. So that's the first filter. Now let's go to the second one. Just pull the lid off again. And the reason that I connected two in series is just I thought, oh, let's just see how good these things work. I think I had a bit of spare money at the time, or they were on sale or something like that, so I just picked up two. And I mean, there's no harm running two just to see what it does. Okay, so this obviously is the first one that collects most of the residue, so let's have a look once again. So this is the first one, the first catch can connected up to the crankcase in here. So it comes around, it goes into this one, so that's the first one. We'll pull the second one. This is a good comparison now, because now we can see how much one works over the other. Most people sort of on the internet don't do this job. They just put one on their car and they show everybody, oh, I've done the catch can job. But this is two. So we can see the first one picking up all the residue in here, and then the second one, it still picks up a little bit. So how efficient these are at filtering out, I'll leave it up to you. I haven't actually pulled out the EGR valve and the inlet on this side to see if it's actually doing anything more, but this is a good comparison, right? Because we've got two catch cans connected in series, we've got the first one in here, so this does a majority of the work, and then it goes to the second one, which is still picking something up. Now let's have a look inside. That's the second one. It's pretty clean. This is the first one. You can see it's a bit oily and things like that in there. You can obviously, you can see there's a bit of residue, and we'll go back to the filters again. So there we go. So how good are these catch cans at keeping our intake clean? So that's the first one, that's the second one. So you guys are looking now and you think, oh, okay, this is actually pretty interesting, because it sort of shows how efficient or how good these, I think the brand is Hummel, the Hummel Provent, and I think this one's called the 250 or the 350 or something like that. But that's two of them connected in series. It would be interesting to see if I have two connected in parallel, what the results would be also. So that'd be another interesting experiment. I mean, this is a bit of harmless fun that you can do just to see how well these products actually work. So what this tells me is hopefully it's keeping a bit of the a bit of soot out of the intake. Like what I said, I think it's after I installed these catch cans, I think I've done about 1,000 kilometers or something. I should look it up on my, I know I've got the information on my computer, but I just thought I'd shoot a quick video. The next thing that I'm planning on doing is going on a big road trip. So I'm going to drive about 2,500 kilometers, or about 2,000, what is that, about 2,000 miles, or 2,500 kilometers up the coast here. I'm in Australia. So now that we have a good look of what this looks like, I'm going to go on my road trip and drive about, I think it's about 2,500 kilometers, and we'll go back and we'll look at these filters again and see if they're doing anything more. Now the next thing you might say is, okay, the filters are working good. In the bottom of a filter, there's a catch where it should drain down into. So if you look at this filter in here, it's sort of, there is oily residue. You can see that on my fingers. It is catching oily sludge. You see that? It's all over my hands. So the first filter is doing a lot of work. You can see that, and yeah, I think it's about 1,000 kilometers I've driven, but I'll have to look that up officially. I did write on my computer that the time and the date that I installed these things, but you might say, oh, okay, when you have a catch can, you have a bottle at the bottom of the engine catching everything, and I'll just try to find that now. This glove is completely covered. So down in the bottom of the engine, I'll quickly have to change camera angles, and we'll see if it's actually caught anything in the bottom. All right.